Hugh Ferris with all the sport there for you. And now on BBC News, it's time for AI Decoded. Well, this week on AI Decoded, we've got a remarkable story to share with you. And it's about twin sisters who were born conjoined at the head, who've been discharged from hospital a year after undergoing an extraordinarily complicated separation operation that was helped by artificial intelligence. 3-year-old Mercy and Goodness from Nigeria are the first conjoined twins to have parts of their reconstructed skulls designed using mixed reality technology, which combines the physical world with interactive 3D images. Now, the high-risk final operation took place in Abu Dhabi, and the BBC's Ruby Gleeson followed the surgical team in the days leading up to that operation.
Introducing Mercy and Goodness, whose journey to independence is as extraordinary as their bond. Conjoined at the head, they've never seen each other face to face. But that's all about to change. They're about to be separated with the help of cutting-edge AI.
Artificial intelligence has come on leaps and bounds. It's transforming almost all industries around the world, and for many of us, it's changing the way we do our jobs. Well, one of the industries where this is making a tangible difference to people's lives is healthcare.
And we're in Abu Dhabi to meet a neurosurgeon who's about to perform a life-changing operation powered by AI. First, the twins are scanned at Sheikh Khalifa Medical City Hospital in Abu Dhabi to create detailed imaging of their brains. This allows the surgeons, based around the world, to remotely rehearse the surgery over and over again in mixed reality, a technology that blends the real world with 3D graphics. 3 operations in, they've divided the girls' veins and arteries and grown new skin to cover their skulls. The operation is not without its risks. Some previous pairs of twins have been separated at the cost of serious complications. Strokes, brain damage, and even loss of life are all very real possibilities.
When you're doing the separation of conjoined twins, at certain points you have their entire brain surface exposed on the surgical table, and the potential for causing injury to the brain is there. And we've had that with our previous cases. The optimal way of doing the surgery is you do the separation whilst causing no trauma to the brains, and this technique essentially allows us to do that.
Tell me a bit about how artificial intelligence, mixed reality plays into this operation and planning the surgery.
Augmented reality, mixed reality technology, it really takes it to the next level where you don't have to do a lot of that 3D processing in your head. It is done for you, and you can have those 3D images either suspended in space or superimposed onto the children that you're operating. It just makes your understanding of the whole anatomy and the problem so much more accurate and reduces the chances of causing harm. We'll find out tomorrow.
Months of planning, every move choreographed, and then at last, it happens. Mercy and Goodness, after 19 months of life together, finally separated.
3. Yeah, you get it.
6 months on, and the girls are on a long road to recovery. It's not been without complications, but the family are living a life that once seemed impossible.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm jumping up. I was jumping up then.
Before, they are conjoined, they stay in one place. They can't be able to crawl. They can't be able to sit. They can't be able to maybe to stand up by themselves. But now I thank God. They walk out walker without supporting, walking by themselves.
You can see how happy they are, can't you?
Yeah, very happy. Very, very happy. The way they are looking at you, they're really happy.
Ruby Gleeson, BBC News, Abu Dhabi.
Well, it really is an extraordinary story and a very happy story. I'm very pleased to say, actually, we're joined now here in the studio by the lead surgeon you saw in that report who carried out the operation, Professor Owase Jeelani, who is a consultant paediatric neurosurgeon at the famous Great Ormond Street Hospital in London. And we're also joined by our regular AI Decoded co-hostess, Stephanie Hare. Thank you very much, both of you, for being with us. Professor, thank you so much for being with us. First of all, tell us a little bit more about how AI helped you with that extraordinary work.
So these cases, the craniopagus cases, are quite rare. But what we've been able to do over the past 10, perhaps 15 years is take a much more common condition, and the distractors that we have developed ourselves at Great Ormond Street Hospital, we've collected enough data that we know for if you have a single child and you need to change the shape of the head, then we can use these springs in particular locations and get the resultant change. We have enough data that we've put on our AI platform, and we can now predict these operations with 95% plus accuracy, even before we start the surgery. And this is all AI. And that prediction algorithms now take seconds. So you can do that in real time as you're doing the surgery. What you then do is when you get something as complex as this, use your prediction algorithm, make some small changes to use that platform to inform you how to do these operations better. So it's the concept of synthetic data or data that you've collected from a more common condition to use in rarer conditions. And it worked beautifully.
And I mean, AI, in a sense, is just in its infancy, some would say. Do you think this will become more and more of a help, more and more sophisticated in its medical uses?
Absolutely. I would go as far as saying it's now crossed its toddler stage. We're probably, age 5, age 6 where we are, but it's already, we've been doing this work. The first set of conjoined twins we separated was about 20 years ago, and we've done 9 pairs over these 20 years. The progress that we see year on year is astronomical. If we take the separation we did last year, the one we're talking about at the moment, Mercy and Goodness, and compare this with what we did 4 years ago, there's a sea change. And you can see that in the results. These kids are now completely intact, as far as we can tell, no neurological harm, and they're looking forward to a bright future. AI has played a big role here.
Can we talk about this remarkable surgery not even being possible a few years ago? And technology is a big part of it, but can we talk a bit about the team that you worked with to make this happen? How many people in how many continents, how many countries came together to make this a success?
Indeed, sure. So we had 4 continents. The patients were from Africa. We had professionals and scientists from Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East, Asia, working together to get this work done. A lot of the R&D that we do gets done here in the Zayed Center, which is adjacent to Great Ormond Street Hospital. That's where we have our engineers and our software specialists. For this particular case, we had people from England, Belgium, Italy, Iran, doing our AI platforms and the modeling work. We then took that work, put that in an augmented reality world, where all the clinicians from various different countries, we joined the virtual theater, and then over months we simulated the operation. So these are very long operations. At times they can go on for 20, 22 hours. And the chances of getting things wrong halfway through are high. But when you run them through simulations, which we can now do in these augmented reality theaters, the chances of running into problems becomes less and less. It's an iterative process. And what I'm really happy about, and I stress that again, really happy with this case, is our prediction algorithm was spot on. We were able to predict virtually every single step at what time point we would be at this part of the operation. And over the course of the 4 operations of 4 months, the predictions were super accurate. And at the end, we got the results we wanted.
At this point in your career as a surgeon, would you say that AI is a tool or becoming a coworker?
If I may, Stephanie, I think the word artificial intelligence is incorrect. There's nothing artificial about AI. It's simply an extension of organic intelligence. AI has not come to us from outer space. It's a product of organic intelligence, which we all carry in our heads. Now, the difficulties, I lecture a lot with medical students, doctors. You go into a lecture room nowadays and you say, okay, how many people have heard of AI? And virtually everybody puts their head up. My next question is, how many people have heard about organic intelligence? And it's a handful of people. And I find that absolutely fascinating.
What do you mean exactly by organic intelligence?
Okay, it's intelligence that we carry in our heads.
Our intelligence.
Our intelligence that animals have in other life forms. But if we stick to human intelligence at the moment, artificial intelligence is a product of organic intelligence. And for us to be able to understand AI better, decode AI, we need to have a better understanding of organic intelligence. Why do we make mistakes? Ben, if I may, why do you make errors?
I said at the beginning I don't make errors, but no, I don't know, rushing maybe, or being sloppy, or lazy.
It's not having enough data.
Yeah.
Or the data that you have your biases, or your strategic ambiguity, that plays into your decision-making algorithms. It's exactly the same. So both organic and artificial intelligence work on prediction algorithms and how accurate they are, depending on how we use the data and how we adjust for our biases. So in humans, we would say some people are lucky than others, but we don't use the word lucky when we talk about AI agents, do we? We say Claude is better than this other agent simply because the prediction algorithm's more accurate, the descent gradient's been tuned more finely in Claude as opposed to the other agent. It's exactly the same for humans. The human brain is a tool of prediction, period. That's what all of us are doing, consciously and subconsciously, in our everyday lives. When you're walking down a street, taking a step, we're just making constant predictions to adjust to the environment around us and how we interact with the environment. Some people are just that little bit better at making those predictions, and we call them lucky. Now, the good news is, if we understand that, then all of us can become luckier. And I think that's something that we really should work on. Now, having said that, having done the organic intelligence piece, we can then say, okay, where are the errors that we have made as humans in our way of thinking? Because the same errors are being made in the AI agents that we're producing at the moment. And it's imperative we understand our intelligence and our shortfalls, because that will then inform how we handle and use AI.
And we talk a lot on this programme, AI Decoded, about the potential dangers and pitfalls of AI, particularly in terms of, taking people's jobs away from them, frankly, and things like that. But I mean, in terms of medicine and healthcare, there are huge advantages, benefits, potentials, aren't there? And this, what you've been talking to us, is just part of it. I mean, how do you see it in the world of medicine progressing in the next years and decades?
AI is already playing an enormous role in healthcare as we speak, and it's only going to be more and more used and more useful in the work we do. That's beyond any doubt now. What we need to be able to do to use it more effectively is to work better with it. So whether it's a co-worker for us or we're a co-worker for the AI agent, its semantics doesn't really matter, but I'd like to think that we are the primary agent and that's the co-worker. But people that are able to utilize this tool better are the people that are going to make the advances that we would like to see. So my advice to everybody is get familiar with organic intelligence and then AI.
Okay.
Are we thinking about training doctors in a different way now? So when you and I were all coming up in our education, we didn't have these tools, but doctors who are being trained today do. Are we going to see doctors who are just as apt at learning about biology and chemistry and physics and mathematics and anatomy as they would be at machine learning or generative AI?
So what this tool does for you at the moment is, let's look at medical education. When I went through medical school some 30 years ago, there was a lot of rote learning. These were the textbooks, scientifically proven to an extent, but a lot of it was just experience and what people had done previously. Learning and teaching now is very different. With the AI agents that we have, the students of today can be much more analytical in how they take information in, which bits of information they use, what weight they allocate to the information coming in. So if they use it properly, their decision-making algorithm should be much better than mine or ours. And that surely will lead to better healthcare. So you have a patient that comes in. At the moment, I will use the experience that I have, the information that I have, and make a decision. Does this patient need an operation, yes or no? But there's only so much processing I can do. And on top of that, there's human factors. So if I'm having a particularly anxious day, it's likely that I might say, yes, we should have an operation. I don't want to risk not doing it, or the other way around. And using an AI agent effectively will reduce the chances of that. So your decisions will be better weighted and, more scientific.
Incredible.
Been incredible is the word, actually, and fascinated to talk to you and all the philosophical implications of that amazing operation. So thank you so much. That's Professor Owase Jeelani, consultant paediatric neurosurgeon at Great Ormond Street Hospital, and Stephanie. Thank you both very much. Really good to talk to you. Now, if you would like to see this week's full, in-depth AI Decoded episode, please scan the QR code on your screen right now, which will take you to the BBC's AI Decoded playlist. That's on YouTube. And there you can catch up on all the latest episodes. And you can also watch the show on the BBC iPlayer.